I'm with John Volpe. John is the Chief Development Officer for Remote Area Medical. John, tell us all about Remote Area Medical. I find it's a fascinating story.
Stan Brock started it again back in 1985, and he was at a point in Guyana where he was 26 days away from any kind of medical care. And he saw the need for it and took all his money and invested it into it, and just, it was a vision, and he followed through with it. Since then, we've done over 1,500 missions, providing free medical, dental, and vision care to uninsured and underinsured individuals. We've had clinics as big as 1,500 people show up for them. As soon as the people come in, they register and tell us what they're there for. And so say one individual says, well, I've got a couple of teeth I need to have pulled. We ask them then if they'd like to see a medical provider also. If they're there for vision, you know, they just need to get a pair of glasses, whatever the case may be. Again, then we'll tell them, you know, if you'd like to see a general practitioner, we have them available for you.
And on your logo, you have wings with, a parachute and everything.
We used to do air support also. Haven't gotten into that as much lately because the mission has become providing free medical, dental, and vision. But we also provide veterinary services too. There was a point where we were doing food drops and medical drops over foreign countries, you know, people who needed it.
Where do you serve here in the U.S.?
Mostly in the Appalachian area. So right here in our backyard. We'll be going to Jamaica next year, so really all over the country. We only go to places that invite us there. So we have a community host group that asks us to come out. We go and scout the site, make sure it's large enough to do it. And when we get there, we get in touch with the media and let them know we're going to be there so they can actually spread the word for us. So the community host group really takes care of the majority of that.
You have your clinics in Knoxville at the Jacob Building at Chilhowie Park. When I've been there, I've talked to people that have driven hundreds of miles, in many cases lined up the day before. So there's this huge demand. Can you talk about that, please?
When we get there, we open up the parking lot about midnight, and we start taking names and lining them up. We open the clinic at 6 o'clock in the morning and start bringing them in. And you're right, I mean, they drive hundreds of miles. Some will come from Virginia, some will come from Kentucky, you name it, in Georgia. And, you know, they need the care, and we're there to provide it for them.
It's pretty wild, too, to watch one of those clinics. There's a second floor at the Jacob Building, a balcony overlooking, and you have all these folks lined up in dental chairs, and then they go to the vision van. When it comes to your providers, who are they, like your dentists and your optometrists and the doctors that work for you?
It depends on what state we're in, to be honest with you, because some states don't allow other doctors to cross the borders. Here in Tennessee, we do, fortunately. Stan Brock actually is the one who opened that up for us. And so we can have doctors come from New York, California, you name it. And Knoxville is actually one of our biggest clinics.
So you have doctors and dentists and healthcare professionals that volunteer, and then also, I assume at the clinics you have other folks that are volunteering there. I was talking with one of your guys before we went on camera about what goes on behind the scenes. How many folks do you have working here at your base?
There's a little over 40 full-time employees, full and part-time employees. And they're the ones loading up the trucks and actually making this stuff happen. They work really hard. We also have all of our clinics listed on our website. So if people are looking for something, say that's close by, we just had a clinic in Gray, we had one in Rutledge, Eastridge, Tennessee. So if somebody's local here in Knoxville, we'll be having a clinic in Chilhowie in February.
Well, John, thank you so much for your time today, and thank you very much for what Remote Area Medical does.
Thank you for coming out, and I appreciate it.